What's going on, Knicks fans? Welcome to Knicks in 6 right here on MSG Networks. I know I'm coming to you from a different location right now, but it's all good. It's all good. I'm here with the wonderful Bill Pidto of MSG, and we're going to talk about this incredible 14-game stretch that the Knicks have been on, for their last couple of weeks. Granted, they are on the outside looking in when it comes to the play-in tournament right now, but as far as the on-court product, you got to be encouraged with what you see on the floor, especially with players like RJ Barrett and Immanuel Quickley.
It's interesting. Tom Thibodeau always references here when he talks to the media about post-All-Star break. He's really happy with how things are going. The record as we do this post-All-Star break is 9-9, but in the last 14 games, it's 9-5. They never get blown out when they lose. Yes, they lost the other night to Charlotte, but they were in the game late. It was 104-102 with 5 minutes to go. You mentioned RJ Barrett. His goal is to average over 20 points a game for the whole season. And as we tape this, Kaz, he is at 20.1 points per game. So
there we go.
Shut it down, RJ.
Xbox achievements.
Don't have an off game to get below 20. But look, he has emerged. He's been consistently good, and it's at the point now when you're watching the game and then you look at the box score and say, "Oh, RJ just scored 25."
Yeah, and on top of that, just the emergence of Immanuel Quickley is really encouraging as well. I think that's no coincidence. Also, I think the way Immanuel Quickley plays is a little bit more of tempo and kind of gets the team running. And he's a fast, high-energy sort of player, and RJ Barrett's a fast, high-energy sort of player. So it's no real, coincidence that the two have really, strived together in this sort of playing time right now. The one thing I'm really impressed with Immanuel Quickley lately isn't just his scoring, but it's his facilitating and his patience and his ability to read that high ball screen that it seems that a lot of, the top point guards in the NBA truly take advantage of. I mean, we've seen it so many times for so many years, and the reason why Knicks fans are dying for, a stud at the point guard position, because we've seen just how important it is to have somebody at the top of the key with a great rim runner in Mitchell Robinson and the emergence of Jericho Sims, to have somebody at the point that can, really manufacture a good run, manufacture some rim rolling, and manufacture some open threes and open shots out in the corner. So, I think Immanuel Quickley, the way he's going to develop, he's gotten a lot stronger. I think his wingspan is a little bit underrated, especially when it comes to deflections and getting out on fast breaks and playing with that real high energy second unit. But it can't be understated how well he's played since the All-Star break.
In fact, Kaz, over the last 10 games, Quickley about 15 points a game, 4 rebounds a game. He rebounds really well. I don't think people give him as much credit as they should for his rebounding ability. 4 assists, and over the last 10 games, playing about 25 minutes a game, only averaging 1 turnover per game. And that, to me, I look at that every night. I try to mention it because I'm so impressed with the fact that he doesn't turn the ball over. And if he's going to be the guy here going forward, with the ball in his hands in crunch time, obviously that's a key number. His ability to hold on to the ball and not make mistakes. And I want to give a shout out as well, Kaz, to the play of Alec Burks. He's had his ups and downs this year, but his 3 against Detroit clinched the win, his 3 against Chicago clinched the win, and in the loss against Charlotte, he grabbed 12 rebounds. He went for 12 and 12. His 12 rebounds against Charlotte, that's a season high. His career high is 14. So the point about Alec Burks is, I call him the Swiss Army knife, because he can do whatever you need him to do. And yes, he had his struggles, but he is one of the guys as well on the veteran side that's played excellent basketball here after the All-Star break.
Yeah, for a guy who's not playing his natural position out there, you got to be, encouraged with his admirable work at the point guard position. Obviously, it would be nice to get him back in his regular, role as an off guard. But, on the defensive side, being able to come up with clutch buckets and create off the dribble, he's been excellent. And another person who I've really enjoyed watching is Obi Toppin. The energy that he brings, after the big victory, I think, against Detroit. They asked him straight up, what do you ask to bring when you come onto the court? And he said, lots of energy and just being able to play fast and have fun. And, he plays with a lot of joy. He plays like somebody who just enjoys being out there That and he plays with he plays just a very aesthetically pleasing brand of basketball. You know what I mean? Like, granted, he'll still make those, you know, young mistakes, and, you know, guarding the 6'10" superstars of the world isn't the easiest thing out there. But you gotta love his effort. You gotta love what he brings to the table that aren't necessarily showing up in box scores, like, you know, leak out dunks, and, you know, getting the crowd energized and behind him, because you can never put a real number behind those type of things, right? Momentum is a huge thing when it comes to this league. And it feels like Obi Toppin, when he has one of those games where he's running up and down and catching dunks and starting to be consistent from the 3-point line, he really lifts the energy of the entire team. So, you know, one of those spark plugs. It doesn't always have to be a guard to be a spark plug off the bench. You know, it could be a guy like Obi Toppin who brings that sort of energy to the game.
You know, in fact, the numbers, Kaz, before the Charlotte game, 5-game stretch, averaged 14 points and 6 rebounds a game. So really fun to watch, but also doing a nice job filling up the box score. Mitchell Robinson as well, here of late, has been good. Of course, he's playing for a new contract potentially. So yes, the Knicks have kind of fallen here out of the playoffs situation, but Kaz, there's definitely optimism for the future when you talk about Barrett, you talk about Quickley, you talk about Obi, and Mitchell Robinson if he ends up staying with the Knicks. Enjoy Dallas. Come back here safely. And thanks everyone for checking us out here on the latest edition of Knicks in 6.